it comes down to the parsimony of the explanation. That which is less parsimonious to me, and this is an invocation of Bayes' theorem, that sort of the more elements that are required in terms of explanation of something, the less, the lower the probabilities of that thing are, and makes it the less likely between alternatives. To me, the idea that there is an indifferent universe that produced thinking creatures as a result of naturalistic processes, to me seems to be more explanatory and more parsimonious than proposing this eternal, timeless, all the characteristics that we propose to God, and then having to cash out each one of those properties of God, and then saying God did this for this reason and purpose. To me, that doesn't, again, that's not saying it's necessarily false, but to me, that seems less likely.
But to use the concept of the more variables makes it more probabilistically unlikely. Is that correct? It seems like quite the opposite, because it seems like we have one source and one property that we are using to govern this sort of system of morality, as opposed to seemingly complex evolutionary theory and social contracts and all these sort of things. And like I said, this still doesn't give us a source of morality. It just tells how we might have discovered it or crafted it. And so, right. In fact, I feel like you kind of argued the opposite with that, because in fact, it would make it way more probabilistic, because it's just one thing that we're talking about, as opposed to a numerous amount of different factors that have to craft in a certain way over a millennia of evolution, especially if we're going back to a single common ancestor up until the human race. Now it seems like way more factors.
There's an interesting point.
Yeah, I mean, I like to high five him for that.
Yeah, no, I got to high five you for that. The one caveat I would put on that is kind of the one caveat I would put on that is, in order for God to have explanatory power, you have to cash out all of these characteristics that God has and provide a motivation. Why did God create the universe? Why does he give us purpose? You have to explain each and every one of those factors. To me, this kind of comes down to opinion, honestly, as to which one sounds more reasonable.
But that's just understanding. That's just understanding the source. That's not more variables. That's just understanding the one source. Where in actuality, again, the same point, you would have to understand evolutionary theory. You'd have to understand this process from 6 billion years ago from a single cell organism all the way to now, and understand why for a big tree. You have to also understand why social constructs the way it is. And I'm sure your girlfriend can give you a big old 50-hour debate on sociology about this concept. And so, yeah, exactly. And
don't do it now. Don't do it now.
No, not today. Not today.